Let's begin by understanding what a contrarian fund is. A contra fund is supposed to invest in stocks that are currently out of flavor with the rest of the market, and so it's meant to give its investors a cushion from the market volatility. While the Magnum Contra fund started off as a contra fund in 1999, its portfolio today suggests that the only thing contrarian about this fund is its name. In its 12-year life, the fund has seen various phases of the market, from the dot-com bubble to the historic bull runs that followed. But it was the slowdown of 2008 that got the better of it. The fund was a star performer between 2004 and 2006, reigning the equity diversified scheme space during that period. In 2007, when the Sensex returned 47%, the Magnum Contra fund offered nearly 66% return to its investors. In 2008, the fund lost a little more than the major market indices, and since then, it's had trouble recovering. It's now slipped to the 60th rank in the category, failing to beat its category average over the last 2 years. Let's take a look at some numbers. If you invested 1,000 rupees in this fund when it launched 12 years ago, you would have 4,916 rupees today.
But the Magnum Contra fund range between 2007 and 2009, it was among the top 15 in its category. But in the last 2 years, it slipped to nearly number 60. What went wrong with this fund in the last 2 years in the short term?
This has been an extremely disappointing fund over the past 2-3 years. Ever since 2008 happened, and this was, I can say that it was king of good times, roaring market, and it was on the forefront of it. And it became the biggest villain of bad times, and it actually nullified some of the good work it has done over the past 5-7 years. So if we dissect the performance of this fund over the past 10 years, past 5 years has nullified what it has done over the past in the previous 5 years. And despite all this, if you look at the 10-year returns, it was so impressive in the first 5-year phase that even with its below average performance in the past 2-3 years, it is still at a handsome 30% annualized return. I don't think there are clear symptoms of any big turnaround, though I find that the portfolio has undergone a change and should, if the good times are back, maybe this fund starts doing well again. But as of now, it is average or a below average fund.
So, Dhirendra, for investors who are in the fund right now, you said the good times might come back again, but would you say it's worth waiting around for, or should they take that 30% return annualized they've got over the last 10 years and book out of it at this point?
I'm afraid, there won't be too many investors who have held on to this fund for past 10 years, but and a lot of investors came in. So even if and this is a large fund, it was a very popular fund through the boom years of 2005, 6, and 7. So a lot of investors will be quite disenchanted. The return which I am referring to may not be realizable for most investors. I think this is a fund which is worth watching only for a brief period, and I think one should lose one's patience with this fund if it is not showing clear symptoms in the next 6 months to 1 year.
All right, Dhirendra, finally your rating of the Magnum Contra fund. What's your final rating of it?
I would give it a 3-star. For its reasonably average performance in recent times or below average, but great long-term returns.
3 stars there for the Magnum Contra fund.